One of my first client reseller in Colorado, maybe the third one. In Golden, we met at a health show fair, and he has become now, since the largest reseller of our pet version of the product. For pets particularly has been his focus. He and his family and his animals have been using the product, and hundreds and hundreds of clients, pet owners, and there's a pet here tonight. Yeah, that's one pet. That's a gorgeous being. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Russell Louie.
Thank you, Roland. It's an honor to be up here with you and Dr. Kiriak. I'm going to tell you my really short story here. My name is Russell Louie with Optimum Choices, and like Roland says, I was one of his first resellers. I'll tell you my amazing story. I was introduced to this at a Golden Holistic Health Fair. It was the very first one in Golden in 2002, I believe. And I went over to Roland's table and I saw his product, looked at his PowerPoint presentation, picked up the materials. Yeah, this is nice, thank you. And I walked away. I walked away from his table without buying it, because I had been a distributor of another algae product, Climate Flake. I'm sure you know what it is. And I've been living a holistic lifestyle for over 60 years. And I had no need for this product that's going to replace all my supplements. One thing, you know, it's going to revolutionize and give me the fountain of youth and all. You've heard all the marketing lines. And so I walked away. Went back to my booth. Fortunately, my wife had other designs here. There's my wife right there, Margaret. She's here tonight. She went over. So she came back with all the material and she bought a bottle. So I go, oh, did you buy that bottle of algae products? What do you intend to use it for? We have so many other supplements. And so I says, well, all right. She wanted to use it on our cat. Our cat was dying, a 17-year-old cat, of kidney failure, chronic kidney failure. I'm sure those who have cats think the same thing. Severe arthritis, couldn't jump up on the furniture anymore, had hyperthyroid disease, and chronic kidney failure. We didn't think the cat was going to last to the end of the year. So she gave the cat a couple squirts, and she slowly started to increase it. And within the first week, we saw a dramatic turnaround for our cat. We had two black cats at the time, and one of them was inside with me and was rubbing against my leg. And I thought nothing of it. And then I saw another black cat walking along the railing on the porch outside, and I thought nothing of it. Then I looked down, and this was our younger cat. I think it was about 5 or 6 years old. And then it dawned on me, okay, if this is a younger cat, that's the 17-year-old walking along the railing on the porch. And like I say, it had stopped jumping up on furniture in our bed years ago. We literally have to lift it up on the bed at night, lift it down on the floor in the morning. And so I'm going, how can this cat get up there and walk along the railing? It had to jump up on the chair, on the table, and on the porch railing. And then we saw other amazing benefits. It became more affectionate, it had more energy, it asked to go outside more. And so as a scientist, I'm a geophysical engineer, I'm going, maybe Margaret's onto something. Maybe there's something about this algae product. So anyway, oops, let's go back. I want to show you the vicious chihuahua that Roland was on. It's our 17-year-old vicious chihuahua. She's really wonderful. And that's Tabby right there. It's our 17-year-old cat. So we saw all these benefits in the very first week. And this is all that we were doing for the cat prior to that. And we saw more benefits in the very first week on the Bio-algae product. All those homeopathic remedies, standard process remedies, subcutaneous fluids, other supplements and everything. So that started to pique my interest. So we started sharing it with our other clients in our holistic practice. Another case that we had is this one, which was a white cat that had stopped eating, was anemic, and was literally dying. We did not test positive for leukemia. No diagnostic test could determine the cause why this cat had stopped eating. So we said, hey, look, you know, this is what it did for a 17-year-old with chronic renal failure. We'll give you some capsules for free. Squirt it into your animal. And they go, well, what is this? You know, they're really hesitant. It's just food. It's algae. That's all it is. Animals naturally get algae in the wild, in the soil, on the plants, in the water. Okay, it's just food. They did that. Their cat started eating within a week, and it recovered totally. To this day, the vets do not know why the cat was dying or why it was not producing red blood cells. They don't know. Another case we had, again, this cat had not eaten in 4 days. All the blood tests, lab tests, everything, did not find anything abnormal. Well, if a vet doesn't have a diagnosis, a vet can't prescribe any drugs, right? What do? The cat's dying. He only goes, help me. The cat's dying. He said the same thing. Here's some algae capsules. We'll give it to you for free. Squirt it in the cat's mouth. Guess what? Same results. Cat's alive, even though the vet could find nothing physically wrong. So I have these 3 cases. 2 of them undiagnosed. Our own cat, chronic renal failure, severe arthritis, hypothyroidism. As a scientist, I'm going, this is something good. I've got to research this more. This was a case that really sold it for me, and I hope none of you have had to experience this. This is a 7-year-old German Shepherd dog who was diagnosed with a mast cell cancer tumor. Okay. The vets obviously recommended the standard protocol of cutting out the entire tumor plus a 3-centimeter perimeter. And of course wanted to do radiation or chemo. That's the standard protocol, right? So this was a rescue dog. And if you can look at the tumor, which is right here, if you cut off a 3-centimeter perimeter, what do you have to do? You have to amputate the paw. This is a rescue dog. You amputate the paw, who's going to adopt a 3-legged dog? You just gave the dog a death sentence, right? So I says again, here's a free bottle. We don't know what it can do. It has 20 years of animal research. Dr. Curie proved it could eliminate cancer in livestock. Okay? You got nothing to lose. I mean, we're animal lovers. We wanted to help this rescue dog. Okay, so we started right after surgery on 1 pinch of algae powder a day. Okay? This is 15 days later, and it's up to half a capsule a day. And this is a 60 to 65-pound dog. Up to half a capsule. Okay? This is the paw. This is a close-up right here. Remember what it looked like before? That's the mast cell cancer tumor. Okay? That's 15 days later. No chemo, no radiation. And I think the dog was done with the antibiotics by this time from the surgery. Okay? Here it is, 7 weeks later, we're up to 1 capsule a day for 65 pounds. That's the paw right there. This is the paw right here. This is the other foot. I'm just showing this as a comparison. Okay? So that's 7 weeks, then we go, okay, 10 weeks later, we're finally up to 1.5 capsules a day. And that's the paw right there. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. So this is Baby Bear. He was given a clean bill of health in September 2004. And the vet report says, looks good, no visible recurrence of tumor, food is regular. Baby Bear was adopted out. Very nice. That dog lived for, I think, 3.5 to 4 years later. And the customer was on auto ship. She wanted it every single month. And this, to me, was proof of Dr. Kiriak's research. We have cats with undiagnosed conditions. We have a chronic renal failure cat. We have a dog with a mast cell tumor. How is this product doing all this? Is it boosting up the glutathione levels in the liver to increase immunity? Is it increasing the NKT, the natural killer T cells, to boost up immunity? Is it increasing the lymphocytes, all right, to boost up the lymph system? How is it doing this? These are my questions as a scientist. Well, I've learned in the next 10 years that the answer to that question is no. It's not doing any of that. Does that surprise you? Because it's not a supplement that boosts the immune system. It's not a supplement that boosts the lymphocytes. It's not a supplement that increases the natural killer T cells. As Roland says, it's a food. It's a superfood. And if you go back to your high school biology, algae is the 3rd kingdom of nature. First is bacterial. The second one is protista, and that's the second kingdom. I'm sorry. Protista. The 3rd kingdom is fungi. fourth kingdom is the plant kingdom. The fifth kingdom is the animal kingdom. And remember from biology, each of the lower kingdoms are meant to support the higher kingdoms. So in other words, the fungi need the bacteria. Okay? And the plants need the bacteria, the protista kingdom, the algae, and the fungi. And then the herbivores need the plants, and the bacteria, and the fungi, and the algae. And then the carnivores eat the herbivores. Okay? And then we are omnivores. We eat everything. Herbivores and the plants and the carnivores. That's the food chain. And literally, it's a food chain. And so algae is at the bottom of the food chain. And so it is not a supplement. People think, oh, these green capsules in a vitamin bottle is a supplement. It's not. It's a superfood. It's a food native to all plants, animals, and humans' diet. And we need it. It has certain essential nutrients that you cannot get anywhere else. Okay? And so as a scientist, I said, that's how this product works. Now I know. So what we started to do then, we started to give it to all our other cases. It doesn't matter what the diagnosis is. It doesn't matter if you have no diagnosis. And as Roland said, we have many, many miracles. You just go through the list. Some of them here, this is I hope none of you have an animal that's ever had that disease. I hope you don't know what those initials stand for. IMHA is autoimmune hemolytic anemia. And this is autoimmune hemolytic anemia. And that's symmetrical leukoid oncodystrophy. These are autoimmune diseases. In other words, the body is attacking itself. Okay? This is a blood disease. And this is a nail. The nails literally fall off. This one is a particularly fatal disease. 50% of dogs diagnosed with this autoimmune blood disease die within the first 2 weeks of diagnosis. There's up to a 70 to 80% fatality ratio of all dogs diagnosed. That is worse than cancer. It's a devastating disease, and I hope none of you ever have to experience it. If you ever have this, if you ever hear about this, a friend, send them to our website. Basically, we have about a 40 to 50% success ratio with this disease. And again, what are we doing? We're getting vitamins in a capsule. It's not a strong drug, it's not a strong antibiotic, it's not a strong natural killer T-cell immune booster. It's none of these. It's a food, because you're awakening the genius within the body, the super nutrition. It's the brain, the body doing the balancing. See, what doctors don't understand, this is a blood disease, this is a nail disease. Does the body already know how to produce healthy nails? Does the body already know how to produce healthy red blood cells? Well, of course it does. What are we doing? We're waking up the natural ability of the body to heal, balancing itself so it can resume doing what it's meant to do. That's why you don't need drugs to do this. And this is the concept that I've come to after 10 to 12 years of using this product. I see it every day now. And this is what we're offering you. So we're not offering you a supplement to take care of digestion. We're not offering you antioxidants to take care of arthritis, anti-inflammation. We're not offering you joint support or omega oils for your skin or for your pet's coat. These are all supplements. Well, if you add all this up a month's supply, you're going to come up with about, let's see, $160 a month, approximately for people, and $171 for pets. What are you doing? You're supplementing the symptoms. You add all that up, and you get this total. Look at what we're offering. $25 a bottle for pet product, 60 capsule bottle for human product. A month's supply, if you need the advanced formula, is $25. And that's including all of this nutrition up here. People say, oh, $125, that's too expensive. And then I ask them, what are you taking other stuff? Oh, yeah, I take this glucosamine for my joints, or I take the omega oils, and I take vitamin D or E because my doctor says I need it for the heart. And I said, okay, add up all those bottles. What does it cost? And it's in the $200 to $300. And they're complaining about spending $125 a month that could potentially replace all of these products. That's not just freedom from illness, that's freedom from supplements, and saving you money. So I disagree that it's too expensive. This is the end, literally, because this is Connie. And this is the second black cat that we had in the house. She was the younger one. And as you can see, she's really obese. Transitioned her to a raw food diet and dry kibble because she was a rescue cat. And she lived 5 more years to about age 21 to 22 with chronic renal failure, hypothyroidism, and severe arthritis. And we didn't give her any drugs. We refused the thyroid medication, fed her raw food, bio-superfood, we covered with other homeopathic remedies. 21 years old. People tell me that's amazing. And I go, well, it is from your perspective. From my perspective, that's the age that cats lived to 60 years ago when I was growing up. It was routine for animals to live to be 15 to 20 years old. People these days, they don't believe it. That's because when I was growing up, people still went to the butcher to get the bones and the ground up meat. They didn't open a can every day, and they didn't have dry kibble in a bag. Because of all the processed foods that we eat and that we give our pets, because of all the filtered water and all this other stuff that we do, we shortened our pets' lives. The average age of a golden retriever, I think, is 7 to 8 years old.
Yep.
That is half what it was when I was growing up. We've had many, we have had another cat, another customer, their cat with chronic renal failure lived to be 23. And a couple of years ago, I had the longest living golden retriever of my clientele. I think it was 16 or 17 years old. And up to almost the last month, the pet was going for walks in Chatfield Reservoir. And the vet said, this is amazing. I don't know why this dog is still alive and walking. 16 to 17 years old for a golden retriever. That's pretty good. So that's my story, and that's what we're offering you today. We're not selling vitamin bottles. We're not selling you a product. We're selling you the concept of awakening the genius within, freedom from illness. So I ask you, are you ready to stop supplementing the symptoms? Are you ready to enjoy full health and well-being? Are you ready to share this with yourself, your family, your pets? This is what we're offering you. So I'm in the back, we're in golden here. I'm happy to answer questions at the end. And I thank you, Roland, and Dr. Curie. Well, that's from that perspective, maybe the solution is still alive.
You're getting the upgrade, everything's
I'm not against medical doctors. Find a video that's great for diagnosis. Is that balance for your body?
I would ask that. We'll check that.
You need to use both.
Just double check if you want.
Did they ever?
I don't know. I have a bag with everything. So,